Hello, hello. Welcome to Lighthouse Tapestry. How's everyone doing this evening? It is Wednesday. I believe this is the 19th of November, and we are speeding through the month and the year. We have a great group of co-hosts tonight. A special shout out to Wendy, to Ruby, Morgan, Ron, Denise, Betsy, and I am Sari, and we are your hosts this evening. So welcome in, and we're so delighted that you have chosen to spend some time with us. We have a few announcements, and then we'll get going. We do have the new moon in Scorpio ritual, which will start tomorrow evening, the 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's not a very long ceremony, but we're going to talk a little bit about the astrology of the new moon, some of the energy that we are going to focus on in setting our intentions. And we actually go through an intention setting ceremony, and it's really great because it can help you set intentions for the next 6 months. And so we hope that you will join us, and we will have the link posted on the channel. If you are joining us tonight and you'd like a card pulled, or if you'd like a conversation with Betsy, who is channeling Orion, then you can put that in the chat box this evening. And Ron, do you want to give us a little bit of some information about our new website?
Oh, yes, the lighthouse-tapestry.com. The thing is, we've been getting a lot of emails and comments from people saying, well, can you give us more information, or I'd like to learn more about my situation. And the thing is, since we're doing this readings that we're doing on this Wednesday night thing, it's only a couple of minutes long, and it's a short piece of information. So if you go to our website, everyone is listed there, and everyone here is a master of some sort. We have akashic record readings, where you can find out prior lives. We have a medium that's on board here. We have maybe 2 or 3 actually. Channel, Betsy's a channel, and tarot readings. So that's available to you, and rune readings. And then most everyone here is a coach of some sort. We're either a life coach, a spiritual coach, an emotional coach. So again, if you have anything that you want more information on, or more what's going on with you, please go to our website. It's a beautiful place to go, and you'll never see a collection of masters like this anywhere else. Go ahead.
All right, that's great. Well, thank you. And I do want to shout out to Dawn. She couldn't be here with us live, but she is in the chat. So everyone, make sure you say hello to Dawn, and we're grateful she's with us, as well as everyone coming in. So,
and I didn't say astrology. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. And we also are teaching courses. So just a reminder, Dawn has an existing astrology course. Denise, Ruby, and Morgan have a course on empowerment, and it's a weekly group that meets. I believe it is, Denise, correct? Weekly?
Couple times a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I was muted. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a membership. So the membership starts December 1st. So if you want to, see our lives, then please join the membership. And the link, we can post the link. Can you post the link, Ruby? And only because I'm not techie, and we're gonna add more things to the membership, so it's not just gonna be a live.
Okay, so that's awesome. And then Wendy is going to be starting a tarot course if you want to learn how to read tarot, starting on January the 8th of next year. And then we will be offering Akashic Records Mastery course, and that's going to start January the 11th. We posted that on the website this week, or this past week, and Wendy's is coming up as well. So we will have sign up for hers, and registration is open now for the Akashic Records course. All right, with that, we are going to ask Ruby to get us going tonight with an energy clearing.
All right, everybody, take a moment to settle in. If you feel called to, you can place your hand over your heart and allow your body to find a comfortable position, with your shoulders starting to soften and your breath deepening. Let the world outside pause for a moment, as if someone just pressed the dimmer switch on all the noise. Go ahead and inhale slowly and exhale fully. With each breath, imagine your energy dropping out of your mind and down into your body, grounding and centering and stabilizing you. Now visualize a soft glow forming at the center of your chest where your hand is. This is your inner lighthouse, a part of you that can never be overwhelmed or rushed or confused. It is constant. It is wise. It is yours. With your next exhale, imagine a small wave of warmth moving down your arms and then down your torso, down your legs and your feet, sweeping away the tension and the static and the energetic clutter. Nothing is being forced. It's simply clearing away anything that doesn't belong to you. Now imagine a gentle breeze moving across your energy field, a cleansing wind like the air right before sunrise. It feels cool and quiet and honest. Let it move the layers around you, brushing loose anything heavy or outdated or distracting. Feel the shift within you and feel the lightness returning to you. Take another deep breath. On your inhale, imagine drawing your power back to yourself. Any pieces of your energy you've scattered throughout the day. And on your exhale, release all the expectations and pressure, all the noise that isn't yours. Visualize a column of light that is soft, white gold, descending gently from above. It meets the top of your head, and then it slowly glides downward like a warm waterfall. This light reorganizes your energy, bringing you back into alignment, back into coherence. Let this light settle in your heart. Feel your heart sparkling. And then from your heart, let it ripple outward in waves of calm and certainty. In this moment, your energy is quiet, open, and receptive. And when you feel ready, gently come back to the room, wiggle your fingers and toes. Your energy is clear. Your center is restored. And you are ready. Okay, we're going to turn it over to Denise, who's going to give us an update on the astrology going on right now.
I have. And look at that. I'm doing just like Dawn. I was muted. So there you go, Dawn. I'm in your spirit. Okay, so if we can go to the astrology chart, that would be great. So the new moons, right? So think of a new moon as a fresh start, and then we get to do this every month, right? We get to restart with new moons every month. So it's when the sun and the moon, so your identity and your emotions come together to create a powerful point in the sky, right? A time to set intentions, to plant seeds, to start new projects, a moment of stillness before a new cycle begins. So now we have this new moon in Scorpio that's happening. It could be happening right now, depending on where you are. For me in California, it's at 22:47, I believe, military time, right? So Scorpio is about intensity, transformation, uncovering hidden truths. That Scorpio is not afraid, right, to dive into depths and explore the darker aspect of life. Scorpio is about power, passion, and desire for deep connection. The new moon in Scorpio is a powerful opportunity to set intentions around the transformation, around your passions, around intimacy, right? It's about facing your fears. It's a big deep dive within yourself and your identity, and what do you need to let go of, and what new are you wanting to embrace? So the key themes are transformation, right? Intimacy, Scorpio craves deep connection. Facing your fears, Scorpio is not afraid of the dark. And power, right? Scorpio is about power and control. And that could be a not so positive thing, but I feel Scorpio's power and control can be very positive. How do you work with the new moon? Setting intentions, right? I believe some of us might want to talk about some of our intentions that we want to set for this time. It's about releasing the old, embracing the unknown, connecting with your emotions, because at this time, because Scorpio is a water sign, and we have that grand water triangle. You see the big blue triangle? So that's about your feelings, right? And in a nutshell, the new moon in Scorpio is a powerful time for transformation and self-discovery. It's a time to dig deep within yourself, face your fears, embrace your inner power, and setting your intentions to get rid of the old, create a new life that's more authentic, more fulfilling, and aligned with your true purpose. And earlier we were discussing how, as soon as I'm done with the astrology, which I have a few more things to talk about, I'm going to turn it over to Betsy, and she's going to give us some information about this intensity that's going on. She's going to give us a channeled message. So the new moon's happening right now, right? But we also have what's called the Mercury Cazimi. So if you see I don't have a pointer on here, but if you see on the bottom half, you have the moon and the sun, and then Mercury's right next to it, and they're all 28 degrees. And so a Cazimi is that moment, is a moment of hiding clarity and truth, this Mercury Cazimi. And it's when whatever sign or whatever planet is closest to the sun is in the heart of the sun, right? And so not only is that Cazimi happening, but then you have the opposition to Uranus that's retrograde in Taurus. And that's another thing. Mercury is retrograde right now. So I know that's a lot. I know Ruby's probably hearing Charlie Brown's Teacher. So I'm going to try to explain it in simple terms. So this is a time where your deepest thoughts are clashing with your need for stability and security. So since both planets are in retrograde, then it's an internal battle. So everything that's going on right now is happening inside of you. And maybe that's why it feels so intense, right? Because you can't just walk away from the inside of yourself, right? So you might be experiencing some mental breakthroughs or insights that challenge your long-held beliefs about what makes you feel safe and secure, right? That Taurus energy. Your thoughts might be delving deep inside, uncovering information that has been hidden. You might be feeling a pull between sticking to what you know and embracing something completely new and different. Your fixed beliefs might be challenged. Maybe you're rethinking your financial strategy because you've had a revelation about your values, or perhaps you're reconsidering your career path, right? Because you realized you're just not aligned with what you're currently doing, or it's just not your true passion. So take extra care to avoid misunderstandings with this Mercury retrograde. Double check things, right? Don't make hasty decisions. I'm not saying you can't make decisions. You just have to avoid the hasty ones the best that you can, right? Because sometimes we have to make decisions right on the fly. And that Uranus retrograde suggests that this is a time to look within for innovative solutions. How can you create more security and more stability in your life, and also honor what your need for freedom and authenticity? And so the bottom line is the new moon in Scorpio is amplified by the Mercury retrograde, and it's being challenged by the Uranus retrograde. So it's a cosmic invitation to revolutionize your thinking and set intentions that are truly aligned with your authentic self, right? So this is all about breaking, I just saw like breaking the glass, right? Breaking open that glass and your true nature is coming out, your whatever your authentic self is. And it's moving towards something good, but it could be a little bit scary, right? Because we don't know exactly what is happening all the time. So just remember that you have this, right? You got this. And so now I want to pass it over to Betsy so she can give us a channel message.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at Lighthouse Tapestry. And Denise, I want to say thank you. That was so good. Boy, you know, it was almost as if I could have been channeling you word by word. It just resonated with what's been coming forward for my students and my clients. So thank you very much. I get to channel for you tonight on a question that was brought up by our group a little bit earlier before we met with you about what the heck is going on with the timelines. It seems like in our experience, we are either experiencing it personally or we have friends who are experiencing what we might call timeline jumping. It's kind of like time traveling, isn't it? It can be scary and you might not know what's going on. You might not know if you have jumped a timeline because very often you can jump higher and then come back. And the interesting thing about that is you may be seen on a higher timeline and then you'll disappear again. And objects that, like losing your car keys or forgetting your wallet or your sunglasses and then going to where you thought you left them and they're gone. So these are signs that you could be jumping timelines. Also, some signs that may not be attributed to the timeline confusion is, are you needing a lot more sleep? Your physical body, as we talked about in one of the YouTubes that we have presented for you, on channeling your crystalline body, is that our carbon-based body is now changing into a crystalline body. It's being lighter. So as that process happens, you're going to need more rest and more water. But let's hear from, I'm pointing up because I feel like our guides are up there, upstairs. Let's hear what they have to say about timeline jumping. Is it real? Is this really happening? What's going on? Okay, I'm going to let myself center. And that wonderful centering that Ruby gave us. Oh, Ruby, that was great. That almost put me to sleep. I had to slap my own cheek and come back. And if you'd like to channel with me, just relax into your heart. This is the path of the open heart, and you might feel a resonance here. My guide's name is Orion. Hello, and indeed, beloveds, this is Orion, a being of light from another universe that may sound strange to you, but indeed, I do come from far away, and I come with great light and the ability to assist you in moving higher in the light. I have come specifically to help those on the planet Earth to channel, if they care to, for when you channel, you do vibrate at a higher frequency. And when you give of service with the intention to help another human being or a group, such as Lighthouse Tapestry is a good example, you, when you offer that service, vibrate higher. Anyone who is listening, when you intentionally set an intention to help, to be of service, you are then serving that which you call God, the divine I am, all that is. When you are in alignment with love and service, you are lifting your frequency. When this occurs, and when you have the thoughts of, I want to give, I want to serve, I want to love, I want to be all that I can be in this incarnation, that lifts your frequency, and at that time, it leaves you available to lift into a higher timeline. What does this feel like? What does this mean? Well, you might be getting, let us say, some transformational dreams. This is a very, very potent time for transformation between now and indeed even throughout your coming year of 2026. For if you add those numbers together, it comes up to a 1, which is new beginnings, leadership, power, and helping you to move into self-expression of your own passion. So there is much, much, much going on at this time for you to help you to move to a higher timeline. It will not hurt. It may leave you confused at first. You may be driving down the street. We see that some of you have talked about this, and you see a car and then you don't. Or you see a pedestrian and then you don't. Or you see a stoplight and then you don't. So be careful, drive slowly, and take your time. You are ascending. In fact, you probably remember in 2012, many people celebrated that as the end of the Mayan calendar and wondered if there would be any future for the humanities. And indeed, there is, but you switched timelines to be here. The end of the Mayan calendar was the end of a certain degree of evolution. And thus, you might take a look at how has my life changed since 2012? We know it has. And you might want to take a look. Was it good? Was it not so good? What did I learn? And what can I give from this experience? And now we want you to know that there was another major shift between, we would say, in your world, the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. You might notice again, how did my life change? We want you to know that in these changes, you're having an opportunity to rid yourself of negative energies and to replace them with remembering to be positive. When you hear the words that are in one of your good books that you call the Bible, which says to pray unceasingly, that could be said to praise unceasingly or to be happy unceasingly. Why? Because at that time you are lifting your frequency. Praise, being happy, is a high vibration. And when it was offered by your good book, you do not need to try to fight City Hall. If you need to change the meaning of the words or the dialogue so that it fits in to your heart and the vibration that feels good to you. So we want you to know that to pray unceasingly means to feel good. Why? High vibration attracts to you a higher timeline and attracts to you the goodness that is in your heart. Do what you can do to assist that which is occurring. Do not be afraid. All is well. You are all moving, and some of you are bouncing back and forth, but you will not be harmed. All is well. Call upon us, we that are in the light, and say to yourself, I'm willing to receive more light. I'm willing to be more light. I love the light. I love feeling good, and I look forward to this new day. For you are, in a sense, as I have shared with Betsy Morgan, 38 years ago, the world will shift. Some will go to the right, some will go to the left. Those that go to the right won't know of those that go to the left, and those that go to the left won't know of those that go to the right. It's vibration. The world as you know it is dividing, just like the Red Sea. That was another analogy. You are dividing, and stay true to yourself, higher S, your higher self, and you will move in accordance with your desire of love and light and service. And so it is, we say to you, we are with you, and you can call upon us at any time. We love you. We love you now. We always have and always will. And so it is. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you. All right. That channeling is complete, and I pass this back to Denise.
Thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to share the collective message with everybody. The collective message today is, how do we stay in alignment during this period? There's so much going on right now, right? So I'm drawing from the Sacred Feminine, and the card I got, it actually flew out, was listen to the wisdom of your feelings, right? And of course, the first thing that I see is that grand water trine, right? Because that's all about feelings, right? The water. Your feelings are trying to tell you something. Did you know that of the 4 sacred bodies, the emotional body is the least understood and respected? It's time to change this imbalance. Your feelings are wise keepers of your present story. They know what is going on at every moment and cannot lie. Listen to the emotional impulse. If it is uncomfortable, it may be signaling that your thoughts have taken you astray. Your thoughts can feed you untruths. They can try to convince you that your feelings are wrong. Don't believe them. Ask your feelings what they are trying to say to you. Be curious about their message. Feelings are wisdom keepers, no matter where they sit along the negative and positive spectrum. So, sorry about the reading problems. I don't know, probably too much light or something. So just feel your feelings, right? Process those feelings. Don't discard them. That's the word that came to mind. Don't push them away, and know that your feelings they're telling you something. So be open to that, and that's how you can stay in alignment during this period, right? Because whatever you're feeling, that's your authentic self, right? So use that and just be open to it, and pause if you need to, right? And ask for assistance if you need to. And so now I'm going to pass it to Wendy.
Thank you, Denise. All right. So in staying in line with that same question for the collective, I pulled a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle, and I got Sad Embrace. And this is a 45 card, so that's a 9. So coming to the end of a cycle here, it says loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. So you may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long-cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the loss. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises, along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let go and experience your feelings so that you may soon see what beauty lies ahead. I've been having a lot of people come up, like that I know personally and in my own life, like in this last week, especially, it feels like a lot of these tower moments have been coming in, and they feel very, very personal. Relationships ending, or having a loss. And I'm sure a lot of you there out and who are watching this now can say a very similar thing, that you are knowing people, or you are one of those people who is experiencing these things. So it is happening for a reason. Believe that. And we need to grow. This has felt like a very strong time for growth. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass on to Morgan. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Wendy. Okay, so for the question for the collective, I'm pulling from the Crystal Spirits Oracle. And the card that came out was number 7, Aquamarine. And when I looked at the card, I got an intuitive message that I saw this burgundy color, and then they said garnet, and then they said safe travels. And then I looked as well at the actual aquamarine, and it says, and I got the message, stoic, icy energy, and try not to get caught up in the tornadoes, emotional whirlwinds of others, calm within the storm. And then it said, and then I heard, do not react. And then it kind of a sense of humor with my guides, because they always like to have a little sense of humor. They said, okay, try not to react. And then they said people may be looking for a reaction.
And then they said, just like shut down. Like it was like, I just felt like calming the energy down. And then they said, cool down. And then they said, there is peace within. So this card says essential meaning, enhanced clarity, calm, discernment, awareness, and acceptance of one's truth. More than ever, it's easy to get lost in the flood of information while remaining focused and on task when your senses are overstimulated. Aquamarine Spirit has appeared to tell you that you really do have what it takes to sort it all out and become clear as you make decisions. Your powers of discernment are now magnified, and you are poised to make healthy choices for yourself and the good of all. Crystals can be found when looking carefully at a big rock formation or layer of earth. If you call in the help of the conscious universe and work with the energy of aquamarine, you can see the sparkles and calls for your attention, and you can quickly understand it too. Take a deep breath and be patient as you practice discernment and observe details you might have overlooked before. First one at a time, and then in unison. Know that your ability to recognize the importance of small details is supported by the conscious universe. You are on the brink of attaining some powerful insights, and Aquamarine Spirit has come to show you the way. And then it says, Aquamarine assists us in communicating on a frequency of love. Meditation with this stone enables you to soften the edges of our words, teaching us to express ourselves from the heart rather than strictly from what we know. This brings a loving vibration to our speech and interestingly allows us to be truly heard as the vibration is felt by those we are speaking to. And with that, I am going to pass it on to Zuri.
Okay, similar messages. I pulled this from the All-Seeing Heart Oracle deck, and I got this card called the Jewel of the Lotus. And it says, you don't need to try too hard. Let your heart speak and trust when the time is right. What you seek will find you when your intentions are pure. This image shows the world tree connecting the heavens, the world, and the underworld, supported by the balanced heart. Meditating on this symbol can lead to the Christ consciousness energy within you. And what a beautiful energy. The tree holds an emerald frequency aligned to Venus, which relates to the higher heart, deeper levels of compassion and non-judgment. Aligning yourself with this frequency promotes heart strengthening and healing, especially in cases of heartbreak. This card asks you to empty yourself of sadness, of anger, of regret, anything so that you can receive this abundance. And so this is around following your heart, bringing healing and the Christ consciousness energy within you. And that is how we stay aligned. All right. And so with that, I'm going to pass along to Ron.
Well, thank you, Sheree. Again, along with what the question was for the collective as alignment goes, the rune that I pulled tonight, and remember that I used the Book of Runes by Ralph Bloom. This rune is the rune of possessions and nourishment. I did pull it in a reverse position, so I will explain that. The rune itself is a rune of fulfillment, ambition satisfied, love shared, rewards received. It promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine. That is the opening for the rune. Since I pulled it in a reverse position, this is what the reverse says. There may be considerable frustration in your life if you draw this rune. And oh, by the way, I pulled this rune last week during our reading, so it's very consistent. A wide range of dispossessions ranging from trivial to severe. You fall short in your efforts. You reach out and miss. You're compelled to stand by and watch helplessly while what you've gained dwindles away. Observe what is happening. Examine these events from an open perspective and ask, what do I need to learn from this in my life? Even if there's an occasion for joy, do not let yourself be seduced into mindless joyousness. Reversed, this rune indicates that doubtful situations are abundant and come in many forms and guises. Here you are being put in touch with the shadow side of possessions. Yet all this is part of coming to be and passing away, and not that which abides. In dealing with the shadow side of this rune, you have an opportunity to recognize where your true nourishment lies. And again, this is happening over and over, the readings, in that rise above, level up above possessions. Love your possessions, but do not be attached to them. Be ready to move on to the next dimension. Be ready to be at your highest vibration. So while this may sound like a dark thing, losing possessions and losing things, that's our goal, is to let it go. Remember, we're spiritual warriors. We're here for just a short period of time, and we're moving on with the planet and the ascension. And with that, I get to pass it to Ruby, right? Okay, thank you.
Hi, everybody. So I'm reading from the Oracle of the Riftwalker. And just as a reminder, we don't know the cards that the other people are pulling, but mine is very similar to both Cerie's and Wendy's. It is called the Offerings to the River. Okay, so it says, let go with reverence. The river carries what no longer serves, but only when you offer it. So with that question, how do we stay in alignment? Keep that in consideration when I'm reading. It says, give me your grief and I'll give you stillness. Lay down your shame and I will soften it. I do not demand, I accept. Make it sacred and I will carry it far. This card signals a time of conscious surrender, a ritual release of something that has served its purpose, run its course, or become too heavy to carry. The river is not just a body of water, it's a living threshold, an energy that receives and transforms when approached with intention. To offer something to the river is to bless it for what it has taught you. Recognize that release is sacred. Participate in the great cycle of holding and letting go. Trust that what leaves your hands does not leave your soul. It may be time to write a letter to a past self or wound and release it, like burn it, bury it, or float. Let go of an expectation, story, relationship, identity, or belief, and honor your grief through a ritual act of beauty. So in reflection, it says, what am I being asked to lay down, not in shame, but in ceremony? So for me, this is about, this is the reverence, right? So have I truly offered this? And when Betsy was talking about the parting of the Red Sea, right? What I'm really hearing with it is, you're going to be able to let it go, but only when you offer it with this open heart, right? With this willingness to go ahead and let it go. And with that, it's like you are going to be taken where you need to go. And also what's left will go where it needs to go. Okay. And trusting that that's the direction it's meant to go to, and giving it a beautiful release. Okay. So with that, I will turn it back over to Denise. You're muted, Denise. You're muted, Denise. Oh.
I'm telling myself I'm looking at Dawn, her comments, and I'm bringing you in, Dawn. Okay, so I am going to read for Katie, and I'm pulling from the Soul Coaching deck, and 2 cards came out, and the cards that came out were leadership and power. So remember, this is what is the spirit's message for this, how to stay in alignment. So these are both 4 cards. We have a 31 and a 40. And so the leadership card, which is a tower, right? Don't be afraid of towers. Just means something's changing. You're a beacon for others, right? Like Lighthouse Tapestry, right? Beacon. Your skills inspire others to greater heights. It's now time to step into the light and take a leadership role. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but you know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. And I love this next sentence. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as a stepping stone for others to reach their dreams, right? We have to be the shoulders for people to rise up on. And then we have power. This card appears, it's an elephant, and I love elephants. This card appears when you're ready to stand in your power, right? Like this new moon in Scorpio, right? This Scorpio energy is power. If you're holding on to limiting beliefs, or if you're afraid of being shunned, judged, or ostracized, it's time to let go of those limitations. Release any fear of misusing your power. True strength doesn't dominate or manipulate. It's a gift from the creator that dwells within you. So I think these two cards are very closely related, because as a leader, you need to know when to shine and when to let others shine. And with this power card, it's the same thing. You need to know when to give that power and when to take that power. So hopefully this balance is something that you were looking for with this alignment. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Wendy.
Hello. All right. So I pulled a card for Girl Gone from the Starseed Oracle. And we got deep cellular healing. So this is Arcturus energy. Okay. This is physical and emotional healing. So your body knows how to heal. Healing is your natural state. Physical and emotional disharmony can be a reflection of how the world, inner and outer, has been out of alignment. If you're suffering from a mystery or chronic illness, don't allow yourself to think you've done something wrong. Today, it's difficult to navigate our health. If this card has made its way to you, you're being called to focus on your healing in practical ways, to prioritize your health, to be kind and tender to your miraculous body, to give yourself the grounding and care you need, to put your body first, to nourish yourself as you would a newborn baby, to treat yourself with tender care. You may be called to switch things up with your body or your emotional well-being, to call in a team of helpers to support you in navigating any challenges you may be experiencing emotionally. The Arcturians are a galactic group of beings who have mastered deep cellular and emotional healing. They want you to know that it's possible to feel vibrant in your body and well in your skin, to have your cells return to effervescence and vitality, to find calmness and contentedness, to have a soothed nervous system and a tranquil heart. So if you're feeling like you need a home spa day, I say go for it. If you need to call, your tribe and get, your group together and, have, trade your war stories, what have you, then you need to do that. So you are getting this advice from Spirit. You need to really do that self-care. Take care of you. You are important. You deserve to be cared for. All right. I hope that resonates for you, Girl Gone. And I'm going to hand this over to Morgan. Let's see. Here we go.
Thanks, Wendy. Okay, so I'm pulling a card for Anna, and I'm pulling from the Soul Coaching deck. And the card that came out for you, Anna, was this gratitude card. Okay. And when I looked at the card, they said you might be seeing some orbs. Okay. And there's going to be some negativity that's going to be really lifted off of you. Okay. You also might be starting to experience some really magical synchronicities. And they said, please don't doubt this. Don't doubt these. When you see them, it's something magical. And they said, just say thanks and soak in the lovely gratitude energy. Okay. So this says, the universe is grateful for you. Appreciation for everything flows through you in great bounty. Cherish the preciousness of life and everyone and everything around you. Your soul wants you to know gratitude is the secret to a joy-filled life. True thankfulness can work like modern day alchemy, yielding happiness and peace beyond imagination. And it's so simple. Find what's good and wonderful in every moment. No matter what's happening around you, there's always something to be grateful for. Whatever you appreciate in life will grow. So discover what you're thankful for, even the people and situations you found challenging, and watch miracles unfold. This is the affirmation. This is a glorious time to be alive, and I am so grateful. So that's for you. I hope that helped. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Sari.
All right, Natisha's in the house. Okay, Natisha, you asked 2 questions, and I was going to answer the question on the love interest, but I was guided to pull a card about the fact you just left your job because you were not being appreciated nor fulfilled. And so this is the card I pulled, and this is called, and this is from the Oracle, the 7 Energies. It is Wish Upon a Star. And Natisha, this is a direct message for you. And they said, set your intentions based on your desires and your aspirations and consciously commit to this new vision. And you might have to sacrifice something. So you actually walked away from a job. That takes a lot of courage to do, especially in this environment. But this is about believing in your dreams. And sometimes we shrug off our dreams, or we say, oh, that's not really realistic. You know, that's really not for me, or I could never do that. And so this card means, girl, you need to dream big. Girl, you need to set it out there, and you need to believe and act as if it's already coming to you. And that's when it's going to manifest. So we spend our time oftentimes, you know, we're afraid to dare to dream. And so this card says, Natisha, wish upon the star. And as it relates to your career, your job, don't let anything stop you, and don't let anyone tell you that you cannot achieve whatever you set your heart's desire on. So this card says, just set the intention, and the act of wishing, the act of dreaming and setting intentions is more important than figuring out how it's going to come to you. It shows that the universe is going to bring to you your dreams. It might bring it in a different way, but again, they're saying, shoot for the stars, Natisha. There's nothing holding you back. All right. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Ron.
Well, thanks, Sheree. That was really good. I'm pulling a rune for Lindsay. And Lindsay, the rune I pulled for you this evening is breakthrough, transformation. So this is a very positive, good rune, I believe. So here's the final rune, and it belongs to the cycle of initiation. Drawing this rune often signals a major shift or breakthrough in the process of self-change, a complete transformation in attitude, a 180-degree turn. For some, this transition is so radical that they are no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. And of course, we don't want to do that anymore. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point, predictable. In each life, there comes at least one moment which, if recognized and seized, transforms the course of that life forever. Rely, therefore, on radical trust, even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. I love that. That's what spiritual warriors do. With this rune, your warrior nature reveals itself. If this rune is followed by the blank rune, the magnitude of the transformation might be so great as to portend a death, the successful conclusion of your passage. A major period of achievement and prosperity is often introduced by this rune. The darkness is behind you. Daylight has come. Nevertheless, you're reminded not to collapse yourself into the thoughts for the future or behave recklessly in your new situation. Considerable hard work can be involved in a time of transformation. Undertake to do it joyfully. Remember, this is a movie. This is a dream. You could just go as big as you like. Lindsay, I hope that resonates with you. And I'm passing on to Betsy.
Ah, good. Thank you, Ron. I have the opportunity to read for Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Here we go. I'm living. Aha. I'm going to read this out loud. I've had a car breakdown. My son's dog are 1 pound of butter. And worst of all, my decades-old neighbor was, oh, my goodness. Okay, well, as we speak, I am any advice on what I'm learning as I prepare to step fully into my light. You have a lot going on. You are breaking through. You're breaking the glass ceiling. What I want to share with you, and I am asking, even though my eyes are open and I haven't gone into a formal channeling state, I have grown with the gift, and I can hear from them as my eyes are open to you. And I was focusing on your energy and reading your energy before we got on just now together. And some things they were saying, I'm going to tell you what they were saying before I read your question, but your question does show me that you are breaking the glass ceiling. You are going into a different timeline. You are leaving so much behind. I know that the trauma and the drama may scare us and we may want out. Well, you are moving out of that. You're leaving it behind. What you would want to do first is cleanse yourself. I don't think there's time. I'll have to check with the group to see if there's time to do a cleansing, but basically cleanse yourself. And if there's time, I will do that for all of us, or re-listen to what Ruby gave us in the beginning. That was excellent. But cleanse that away, then pull out the negative by the roots, put in a happy thought, let it vibrate, give thanks that it's taken root in you, and let the divine take the old away. Wash it away with divine light and bring the full force of the new light into your body with a happy, high vibrational thought. They were telling me that you're going through, before we got on together like this, they were telling me that you're going through a lot of it's emotion, that there's some sadness in your heart. It looked like the sadness is either connected to a relationship or what could have been to a boy, your son, perhaps. And I'm sorry, I was looking to see if somebody was giving me a heads up to stop. They want you to recognize that you're giving so much of yourself away. Your energy is weakening. You might be tired, depressed, unhappy, confused because you're giving. So if you could stop that for this pause, push the pause button and re-energize yourself by loving yourself. It looks like you have overlooked that portion of giving, love. We all are to love ourselves first. I know we're not taught that. We're told that's selfish and not good. So stop judging yourself is what Spirit wants you to know. Stop judging yourself, start loving yourself, and do good things for yourself every day. And then after you've done good things for yourself, don't judge it. Just say, oh, good for me. I did something good for me. That felt so good. I deserved it. I loved it. And now I've opened the door to show the divine that I like to receive goodness. And so let that goodness come in and heal your heart. And then you're going to start mirroring that out into the physical reality. You know, as Ron said a moment ago, it's a movie. We're just passing through. But let's have a good movie while we're here. And you can, I can, all of us can, by refocusing our feelings through refocusing our thoughts. As we have a good, happy thought, that'll bring forward a good feeling. Focus on yourself a little more and do that cleansing to let go of the past and drink more water, get plenty of rest. If you need to, cry, and know that you are moving into a higher timeline. And you are a beautiful person. I loved getting to read for you. Your energy is great. Lots of love. Thank you. I know I talk so fast. I apologize for that. I want to get it all out before I'm cut off. And I pass this on now.
All right. I'm going to be doing my reading for MC. So MC, I get to read for you again, girl. We're on a path together. And what's so cool about this card, I have the Oracle of the Rift Walker again. this energy to me is really, it's called the lantern bearer. And it says, when the divine whispers pause, the living guide steps forward. And that's you. Let me show you what it looks like. It's really beautiful. So you are going to be guiding someone, you are going to be helping someone. And I also feel like this is really relevant to everybody who's watching tonight. I think there's going to be some people that are going to be needing help, and you're going to be there for them. And it says, when the stars fall silent and paths vanish in the dark, I carry the flame of wisdom, a steady hand to lead you home. The lantern bearer embodies mentorship, grounded guidance, and the vital faith in another human's wisdom when spiritual signs feel distant or unclear. While divine guidance lights much of your journey, there are moments when you must trust the steady presence of your fellow man, a teacher, friend, or elder who carries a light in the immediate darkness. This card encourages you to seek out and honor those who walk beside you with experience, patience, and insight. It reminds you that sometimes the clearest path is revealed, not through visions, but through the steady hand of another. So when this card appears, consider who in your life serves as a trustworthy guide or mentor. How can you open yourself to receiving help in practical, immediate ways? And are you willing to carry the lantern for someone else when their path grows dim? So I think for you, it's about reflecting, who carries the light for me when I feel lost, but what can I do for someone else? And I think when it comes to guidance for alignment with you, there's going to be something that has to do with you being there for someone else and you being able to kind of guide someone out of a situation that's going to be coming up. But I just really felt like that was a really beautiful expression of us and kind of what we're doing here as the lighthouses. And then I'm seeing you coming from what we're doing here, and this may be more than one of us, carrying that light from the lighthouse and handing it to someone. So carrying it out into the collective, which I find really beautiful. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Sari.
All right. So we're going to close our session for this evening, and we are so grateful. I tell you, I feel like I'm wrapped in this blanket of this beautiful energy. I don't want it to end. And so some beautiful messages were delivered tonight, and we are so grateful for all of you and your support. Please like, subscribe, and share. That helps us grow the channel. And perhaps as we're going through our own challenges and staying in alignment, remember that a kind word, a smile, a simple gesture of compassion or kindness can be the lighthouse for others that people might be looking for. So don't be afraid to shine your light. And that is so important. We will leave you in grace and in peace for this evening. Join us tomorrow night, the 20th of November at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our new moon ritual. And we are excited to be with you again. Stay safe, sleep well. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.